All right, hey everybody, Justin back here from NERCAC Flying Club in Ogden, Utah. We're up here just north of Salt Lake City. It's really cold out. Sun's getting ready to set here pretty soon. Kevin's up flying his big Cessna. As soon as he's on the ground, we're gonna go up. Just did the maiden flight on the Gripen. It's got 2 flights since then. One was formation, and then one I tried a little bit lighter weight battery. On the maiden flight live video I just did, here's Kevin coming in with his Cessna. So on the maiden flight live video that I just did with it, I was running a 5500 milliamp Roaring Top 70C battery. This time I'm going to go up with the 4400 milliamp Roaring Top 70C, and it's quite a bit lighter weight. And with that lighter weight, it's a lot closer to being on the factory CG settings. So on the third flight I did it with the 4400 as well, and it flew great. The slow flight is amazing on this. So even my first day flying this, maiden on my own, it doesn't even need the thrust vectoring. I know there's been a lot of talk on the Facebook groups and on some of the forums and whatnot about the delay in the thrust vectoring. If you guys want to fly this thing slow, it doesn't need it for that. Thrust vectoring, you can do flip turns and stuff like that, but it really doesn't need it to fly slow, especially if you have a light enough battery where you can get the CG back. So I got the CG back now with a lighter 4400 milliamp Roaring Top battery. We're going to go up. The flight I just did on the 4400 milliamp, I was up there for 4 minutes, guys, just kind of cruising around nice and slow. I still had 48% battery left, so it does real well even on a smaller battery like that. So I'm going to hand the phone over to Camera Girl right now, and we're going to go up and do a slow flight demo for you guys with the new 80 millimeter Gripen from Freewing. Again, guys, if you didn't see my live Maiden I just did not even an hour ago, I reversed one of my canard servos, and that way canard is only pitch for me. It doesn't do any roll at all. And by reversing one of those servos, I can do flaps with it. And I'm hitting the flap switch when the canards move there, and it gives just a little bit of nose up trim so I can just power down for the runway. I tried it out on the second flight, and it worked really, really good, guys. So here we go. So I got the flap switch to half, guys. There's just a little bit of nose up canard and a tiny, tiny bit of nose up elevon. And I'm going to take off with it. I haven't taken off with it yet with the 4400 milliamp because it's a lot lighter weight battery and it's right on the CG. So it'll probably hop right off the ground here. I'm on low roll rates because the recommended roll rates are pretty high. But we're just going to drag this one around and slow flight it and show you guys how well this airplane flies in slow flight. Timer set for 3.5 minutes. Here we go, guys. So the canards are working as flaps, like I said, guys. And I'm at half throttle. I'm just going to leave them there. I haven't cruised around a lot. I landed with them acting as flaps. But I'm just going to cruise around just under half throttle, leaving them at the half flap setting, which again is just a little bit of nose up canard, guys. CG's right on the marks with the lighter weight 4400 milliamp Roaring Top. I'm not holding any nose up, just the canards there with the flap function. It's cruising by just like that, guys. Now a little bit of nose up in there, but again, it flies beautiful, slow flight, high alpha, guys, even without that thrust vectoring. Okay, so I'm going to speed up a little bit. I'm going to bring the quote-unquote flaps up. And so now everything's just normal, and again, my canards are pitch only. I'm going to slow down. I'm just going to do a normal slow flyby. Jeremy's about to go up with his. And we're going to show you how slow this airplane slows down, even without having thrust vectoring. No thrust vectoring, guys. No wind at all. Dang near stopped. It flies great. We'll come back around. We'll turn in a little closer this time. We'll come straight at you guys. And we'll show that we still have roll, pitch, and directional authority in the yaw, even in slow flight, as I come around that slow at you guys. Airplane just flies fantastic, guys. So just crawling at you here. We'll basically almost stop it right there. With that 70C 4400 milliamp, it's crawling slow but I'm doing a vertical climb out and then a pitch over for you guys. I'm gonna reverse, come back the other way in slow flight, and we're gonna come right down the taxi line for you guys. So I know a lot of people want the thrust vectoring unit for these, but they fly amazing even without the thrust vectoring, guys. It doesn't need it to do slow flight and high alpha. Delta just flies beautifully. I'm gonna reverse, I'll do one more real close one. I'll be inboard, Jeremy. And again, guys, the last time I went up and tested the CG a little bit further aft with my 4400 milliamp roaring top, I was up for 4 minutes and I came down with about 48% power. So Jeremy's first, here I come right at the camera, guys. We'll just do a nice lazy figure eight at you guys. You see, guys, it'll just crawl. Lots and lots of power on the stock power system. All right, that's my 3:30 timer. I'm gonna crawl by one more time and then we'll set up and land it for you guys. Again, these airplanes are flying amazing. We're up here at 4,400 feet, but it is cold, so the wings and the motors are performing pretty good for the density altitude. And real stable there, guys. Just pitched down and came right out of that. Almost stopped. Easily less than 10 miles an hour. Gears coming out. I'm gonna go back into that flap setting I have to have the canards come out a little bit. Then ease back in here for a nice high alpha. And with the canards like this as flaps, guys, I'm only using power to come down to the runway. It's holding that pitch up where I want it to be for the angle of attack pretty much on its own. So I'm just powering down for my touchdown. I'll try and touch down right here in front of you guys. And then we'll show you those canards up close here real quick. That, guys, was 415 on the power timer with a 4400 milliamp, so it's probably getting a little bit low now. All right, guys, so again, canards are in pitch only there, and they're at half flap right now on the canards, so we're gonna get a little closer here so you can see the edge on the canards. And with no flap setting, they're down there nice and neutral. With my half flap, they come up just a little bit, and then that's full flaps, which is just a tiny bit more. I haven't tried the full flap setting very much yet, but we'll definitely experiment with that in the future. As you see, guys, absolutely fantastic flying airplane, slows down real nice, even without the thrust vectoring unit. Hope everybody liked the video. And again, from NERCAC Flying Club up in Ogden, Utah, thanks for watching, guys.